We're all set. There's a dark thumbs up in the back. That means that I'm going to bring out your headlining comedian tonight, you guys. Are you excited? Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, James Creelman. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's good to be here, all right. Take it easy. Glad to be here, guys. I just got back from the airport. The metal detector went off. I mean, how did they know I like Twisted Sister? Yeah. We got any music fans in the crowd this evening? Music fans in the pavilion? Where are you? There's some.
You guys familiar with Michael Jackson?
The self-proclaimed king of pop? Which I think is a bunch of baloney. Right, we all know the real king of pop, Royal Crown Cola. Love that music stuff. Listening to Elvis Presley. You guys remember Elvis Presley? Had the song Love Me Tender, which I'm pretty sure he wrote about a chicken finger. The man was a fan of food. Yeah. Love that music stuff. I mean, I want to know who let the dogs in. Who let them in? You think I want wild animals running around my living room? I mean, I want to know who let the dogs in. Listening to Robert Palmer. You guys remember Robert Palmer here in Fall River? Had a song, I'm addicted to love, which I can relate to. I'm addicted to pills. Gonna come get you. Best friend Felix calls me up. He goes, hey, man, you want to go bowling? And of course I said okay. And then he goes, okay, I'll be there in no time. You guys have heard this expression. You've heard this many times in your lives. I'll be there in no time. And I realized the reason people say this is because if you were to say I'll be there in yes time, it would be confusing. Because Yes is a progressive rock band. They use really funky time signatures. Oh, you'll be there in 7 beats per 4 measures from now? What is that, an hour and 45 minutes? I don't know. Now you say you'll be there in no time. That way you don't have to do any math. Yeah. I hope you guys like my jokes this evening. Yeah, thank you. They actually say that laughter is the best medicine. Which explains how my grandmother died. You see, she never liked my sense of humor. She was always like, quit joking around and take me to the hospital. Okay, laughter is the best medicine. Well, if you can't beat them, join them, right? Does that expression apply? Does that expression apply to anything in real life? Not everyone wants a loser on their team. In high school, when I failed chemistry, I didn't become the teacher. You can't beat them, join them. Guys, if that was the case, we'd all be Harlem Globetrotters. I mean, I want to know who let the dogs in. Yeah. A little bit about myself. I'm a married fella. My wife, Clarinet, she's a little cuckoo. Here's an example. Way back in the day, when we first started dating, for some reason, she was trying to make a replica flag of the USSR. Right, so she draws a hammer and a sickle on a big purple cloth. And I should have known she was crazy then. Making the banner for the USSR purple? I mean, that right there should have been a red flag. I'll bite you. bite you. Gonna come get you. Gonna come get you. You might notice that I got legs. And the end of those legs are feet. On those feet are sneakers, the Nike sneakers. I like the Nikes. My best friend Felix comes up to me. He goes, hey, man, you know, Nikes, they're made by 8-year-old children. And I was shocked. I mean, they do such a good job. Not going to discriminate against them just because they're young. Got to give credit where credit is due. I mean, holy smokes. These kids own their own company? Wish my wife Clarinet was that ambitious. Yeah, this Clarinet, my wife, I'm a married fella. She's working part-time, summers only. She's selling seashells down by the seashore. Yeah, pretty carefree occupation. I mean, for crying out loud, it's easier done than said. It's tax season! Guys looking forward to getting your big tax refunds? Have you heard of this service, TurboTax? You guys using this? TurboTax? Like, you're really gonna trust a former American gladiator to file your taxes? Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Nee.
Nee who?
Neo, the guy from the Matrix movies. Whoa. Is this reality? I mean, I want to know who let the dogs in. Who let them in? There. Got a fantastic crowd this evening. Fantastic. I was doing a show. There was a big mess of a woman in the audience. She kept going, boo, 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 boo. After everything I said, boo, boo, boo. I had to tell her, look, lady, I ain't your boo. She had me confused with a different gentleman. Lady's always giving me a hard time. I was at this bar just minding my own business, drinking a cola. This girl comes up next to me. She puts her drink down. Then she immediately looks over and she goes, don't put a roofie in it. Okay? Kind of a weird thing to say to a random stranger. I'll try not to. Then she goes, just kidding. Which confused me even worse. You know, times are tough when people are so desperate to do drugs, they want you to roofie them. Guys, I can relate. I'm broke. And I got my check from work in the mail, and it said on it, gross pay, and I was like, you can say that again. Even though I am broke, I did get the new $100 bill that came out a few years back. You guys see this, the new $100 bill? Has a blue stripe down the side. That way, if you counterfeit, make sure to use an old bill. You can't do it with the new ones. Luckily, the old ones, they don't have expiration dates. Yeah. 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 The cashier at my grocery store, she thinks I'm up to no good. Yeah, Pweep is right. She's always using that. She's always using that special pen to make sure my bills aren't counterfeit, which is fine. But then it's considered rude when I take that pen and do it to the bills she gives me back. I mean, how do I know she's not the one trying to flim-flam? I am doing pretty good, though, guys. I just made a YouTube video teaching people how to throw a football, and it went spiral. And what's with the price of gasoline? What we used to hear people say. Remember a few years back, gasoline was $3.75 or more a gallon? Now it's $2 a gallon, But I actually think that gasoline, of all things, should be expensive. It's a magical fuel that comes from the earth. You put it in your car, it lets you travel wherever the heck you want to go. I mean, without gasoline, I wouldn't be here in front of all you nice people. So I think $3.75 is pretty reasonable. I mean, look at it this way. Apple cider costs $4 a gallon. And all that's ever done is give me the trots. I'm paying $4 for diarrhea. Why? Seriously, why is apple cider so expensive? We're not sending our children overseas to fight the apple cider wars. You say that money doesn't grow on trees? If you're in the apple cider racket, it kind of does. Hey, you like them apples? You're lucky automobiles don't run cider. Been doing a lot of driving. I was driving. I saw a homemade sign on a telephone pole. It said, I buy junk cars. You guys have seen this sign. I buy junk cars. You know, it sucks. But complaining about it ain't gonna do no good. This guy should have looked at the Carfax. That way he wouldn't have to use a utility pole as a public forum. So an ad for a car, it said, for sale by owner. I thought to myself, geez, I would hope so. Be suspicious if it said, for sale by Steve. Shh. Is that the Panera Bread restaurant with my son Boggs and my wife Clarinet? After we eat our turkey sandwiches, Clarinet, she likes to go outside on the patio and smoke her cigarettes. She was out there puffing away. Manager comes over and goes, hey, have you seen the sign? It says, thank you for not smoking. And she goes, oh, no. That sign doesn't apply to me. That's thanking the people who aren't smoking. I am smoking. You don't owe me any accolades. Wife Clarinet, she keeps asking me these kooky, bizarre questions. Recently, she wanted to know if I could purposely make one of my arms go numb. I was like, I don't know. I'll sleep on it. Oh, no. Got some bad news, though, guys. Some bad news. Me and my wife, Clarinet, we got in a huge fight, which is never fun. The only good part came afterwards, after the fight, and I think you guys know what I'm talking about, right? The makeup sex? Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. As soon as she left the house, I stuck her lipstick in my fanny. Makeup sex, guys. Hey, come on. It's the only way I can get my rocks off. All right, that one was creepy and weird. Back to planet Earth. We talked about gasoline. We know gasoline's expensive. Now we know apple cider's expensive. Better be damn sure that lipstick is expensive. You know what else is expensive? Going to the movies. Am I right? Holy smokes, $13 a ticket. The first thing they do when you walk in the door is they rip it. $13. Holy smokes. Do love those movies, though. Watching Sleeping Beauty. You guys have seen this film. In this film, the princess, she's conked out. She's snoozing. So the prince goes into the castle, goes up to her bedroom, walks up to her, gives her a big kiss on the lips. Mwah! As soon as he does, she wakes up. I mean, thank God, right? Who knows how far he was going to take it? Like the television show The Walking Dead. We have any Walking Dead fans in the crowd? Yeah, hell yeah. Grateful for that program. I mean, I can remember a time when the only walkers on television were rangers from Texas. If I could get a little bit personal, I like watching horror flicks with my buds. Whenever I have people over, I'm always showing the same Stephen King flick because company loves misery. Yeah. Watching the film RoboCop, that's a classic. Watching the film RoboCop. One thing odd about the movie RoboCop, I find it bizarre that in the future the patrol car of choice for police officers is going to be the 1986 Ford Taurus with slightly altered bodywork. Man, that joke was a robo-flop. Oh, no. A lot of people nowadays, more than ever, they consider police officers to be heroes. You know who doesn't get the recognition that he deserves in the media, but I consider to be a hero? Spiderman. Yeah. I mean, sure, they put him in the newspaper, but have you noticed it's always way in the back section, these articles in the newspaper on Spiderman? And it's almost as if they can't afford a photographer because it's just a couple of illustrations. And then a brief description. Like, ooh, Spider-Man tracks down the Hobgoblin, but will he be late for his date with Mary Jane? To be continued. I mean, they're calling this news coverage? They didn't even finish the story. It's borderline disrespectful. These articles in the back of the newspaper about Spider-Man, I mean, they're putting them in with the funnies. They put them in with the funnies. I mean, I want to know who let the dogs in. Who let them in? Love that music stuff. Listening to Justin Timberlake. You guys remember Justin Timberlake? He brought sexy back. He got all the credit. What people are forgetting, I'm the one who had originally taken it away. Get it out of here. Me personally, I like 3 types of music. I like rock, I like hard rock, and I like very hard rock. Yeah. Listening to some very hard rock. Listening to Bryan Adams. Like to listen to Bryan Adams while driving, which can be dangerous because I'm known to do impromptu drum solos on the dashboard. Other day I'm doing my solo. And about 2 minutes go by, and I realized, hey, I should probably be watching the road. And I look up, and there's a school bus in front of me, and the whole back window is filled with children pointing at me and laughing. Laughing at my drum solo. As they should, I look like a horse's batoot. But it was embarrassing. The worst part, these are just young kids, and they don't know much. But they knew that I was a loser. It was the first time I was bullied by a group of kids on the bus without also being on that bus. What do these kids know? Didn't you say that knowledge is power? You've heard this, knowledge is power, but they also say that ignorance is bliss. So at this point, I don't know who to believe. I'm on a quest for knowledge myself. Recently, I went to see a private investigator, and he fondled my genitals. Yeah. Because he's a private investigator. You guys call them doctors. You know how the doctor hits you on the knee to test your reflexes? Well, I grabbed his wrist before he could, so I'm assuming I passed. Not sure. Not really sure why he cares if I have good reflexes or not. Is there anything he can do for me if they're bad? I mean, I think at this point he just likes hitting people with his little rubber hammer. MC hammer, too legit to quit. Well, this guy should quit. He's a quack. The hammer man. You can't touch this. Like I would want to. I'm a married fella. Yeah. I go around playing with the hammer man's Ding-A-Ling. He would probably pop my air mattress with his hot cum. Yeah. 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 I mean, I want to know who let the dogs in. Who let him in? Who let him in? Huh? Answer me that. Can you think for 1 second? Talking a lot about music. I can be honest. I actually don't listen to much music. Just one song at a time. Otherwise, it gets confusing. Speaking about being confused, you guys familiar with rap skits? Do you know what these are? The gibberish between the songs on the rap albums. Now, I don't mean to sound like a snob, but I was always under the impression that skits were supposed to be funny, right? Well, like Snoop Dogg smoking weed with his cousin, Big Pun making sex noises, Method Man threatening me with coat hanger sodomy. That's the lowest form of comedy. If I wanted to hear a comedy skit, I would come on down Belmont, Waffle House, Fall River, greatest city on the face of the earth. Give yourselves a round of applause, why don't you? Yeah. Give yourselves a little round of applause. Yeah. Thank you. Round of applause for that guy. Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell. I was a little curious. Who here likes drinking and having fun? Okay. Okay, a couple people, all right. You know, they actually say you can't find happiness at the end of a bottle, which I agree with. I mean, it takes at least 6 or 7. Go come get you. Love pounding brewskis. IPA, that's a beer, right? IPA, that is a beer. It's also the answer to the question, hey, why are you going to the bathroom, my Canadian friend? Yeah. Hell yeah. Men in the audience, got to be careful if you're drinking. There's a phenomenon sweeping the nation known as whiskey dick. You guys familiar with this? Whiskey dick. Men folk are drinking so much alcohol they can't get it up in the bedroom. Never had this problem ever. If anything, drinking whiskey gives me superpowers to make love to women I wouldn't normally find attractive. Never had whiskey dick. I've had not enough whiskey dick several times. How about Red Bull? You guys drinking Red Bull? Yeah, I was drinking Red Bull. Red Bull, I used to drink a lot of Red Bull. It claims Red Bull give you wings, which isn't true. But it did cause my son Boggs to have a flipper arm. That's not a very good slogan. It'll cause your eldest son to be deformed. No. The Men's Warehouse, now they got a good slogan. Am I right? We all know it. You're gonna like the way you look. You keep drinking that Red Bull junk, your kids won't be able to say the same. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of Men's Warehouses, sure are a lot of men in the crowd this evening. It's a sausage party. There's a sausage party in here. You invite me to one of your get-togethers, I'm going to audibly complain if the ratio of kielbasa outweighs that of the bundt cake. Because I'm cool. And I'm used to being surrounded by women. Right? You didn't invite any this evening. If I knew what I was walking into, I would have invited some of my own. When I'm partying, I like throwing balls into a cup so I get drunk real fast. I like making prank phone calls. And I like lighting my farts on fire. Just not the same without women. Actually saw some ladies in the back. What's the term for them? It's like a cougar or a MILF. I actually find those terms disrespectful. I like to refer to them as an oldie but a goodie. Are you even serious right now? There's a man flying around a remote control helicopter. Why are you doing that? No, please stop. Holy shit. Oh, God. Guys, performing comedy, it's a lot like playing one of those computerized role-playing games. Because every day I'm battling slime for experience. Yeah. I'm going to have to do crowd work on an audio release. Okay. But, sir, could you stop? Do you know what you look like? Do you? You look like if David Hasselhoff made love to a glass of Hawaiian punch and then had a baby that was ugly and weird looking. Idiot. You know what you look like? You look like if the Pillsbury Doughboy lost weight and then got struck by lightning. Yeah. Is this your girlfriend over here? Can I ask you a question? Where did you get those earrings? Taco Bell? Does it come with a free burrito? I could roast you so hard you'd have to change zip codes, all right? I could roast you so hard you'd shave your head and join ISIS. All right? You got that, but I'm going to go easy on you. They've been good sports. I think they learned their lesson. Maybe next time, leave the remote control playing at home. Okay? Because I don't go down to your work and use a remote control submarine at that cesspool. A little idiot. Yeah. All right. Curious. Who here likes smoking weed? Yeah. You guys celebrating 420, 24/7, 365? Yeah. Wait, except for on a leap year, of course. Right. Oh, man, I love smoking weed. Smoking weed's great. It's awesome. I mean, I love pacing back and forth for hours wondering why people hate me. Fun time. My buddy Felix, he's smoking a lot of ganja. You could say he has a high tolerance, pun intended. It's annoying. He's always talking about how he has the munchies. Even though he's a grown adult, makes him sound like an idiot. I got the munchies, man. It's like, come on, dude. You smoke weed every day. It's no longer a case of the munchies. Your body needs food to live. What you're doing is eating a meal. Now, a lot of you youngsters, you're running around town shooting dope for kicks with your friends. Just no way to live a life. Guys, you want to have fun with your bud? Share a Pepsi, not Hepsi. Meow. Meow, meow, meow. I sound like a little kitty cat up here. Okay, hear me out. I know that sounds weird. Guys, I'm addicted to catnip. Yeah. I can't stop sucking those things. I suck cat nipples. Yeah. I actually prefer male cats. And when I say male cats, I don't mean they work for the post office. No, the boy kitties, I'm just goofing off. I realized this. Comedy only has one rule. That one rule is there are no rules. Except for the one. That there aren't any. But does that really count as a rule? Saying there are no rules? Because comedy doesn't have rules. Real life has rules. You guys leave here, you're having fun now. Don't be drinking and driving like a bunch of knuckleheads. Right? Not only is it dangerous, there's harsh penalties. They make you go to court, they fine you, they take away your license, they make you go to classes. It's a huge pain in the neck. I mean, they should call them DUIs. DUIs is what they should rename them. So life has rules. Comedy doesn't have rules. Except for the one rule. That there aren't any rules. Well, if anything, that's more confusing than it has to be. I should have said comedy has no rules, period. Real life has rules, and you can interject that into comedy. For instance, there's sayings from day-to-day life. Have you guys heard this? They say that, what do they say? What's some expressions they use? Anyone ever hear an expression? Here's one. They say that time flies when you're having fun. Have you heard this one? Time flies when you're having fun. Which explains why when I'm making love, I'm finished so damn quick. Only seems like I prematurely ejaculated because of the fun factor. There's a fun factor involved. Take that into account. It's like Game Pro Magazine's rating system. 5 out of 5 for fun factor. Here's an expression. They say the cream rises to the top. Have you heard this one? The cream rises to the top. Well, for me, it sticks to my ball pubes. Because I'm talking about vagina cream. From my wife's creamy vagina. Yeah. To be honest with you, first she starts out juicy. Then I work that juice into a cream. Yeah, the vagina cream. He's laughing. He knows about it. Yeah. You like the vagina cream, don't you? Yeah. Oh, maroon. A general rule of thumb is when you point it up, it means good, and down means bad. So thumbs have rules. Comedy doesn't have rules. Except for the one rule I said there, that there are no rules. But I regret saying that because it makes it convoluted and honestly a bit stupid. Just from now on, comedy doesn't have rules. I said there was one rule, ignore that part. Just comedy, there's no rules. I'm a married fellow, my wife clarinet, and if I came home and she goes, oh, tonight for dinner? There is no dinner. Why the hell are you even bringing it up? You scabby ass little bitch. Big, hell yeah. Hell yeah, hell yeah. All right, kid, I love my wife clarinet. Why do I say these things? Recently, I recorded myself doing stand-up. I realized I don't like listening to the sound of my own voice. Guys, don't feel bad. It's not an uncommon problem to have. Have any of you guys ever made a tape like that? And then you watch it, and you think to yourself, man, I hate the sound of James Creelman's voice. People used to make fun of me growing up. They would call me James and the Giant Peach, which I thought was rude. I mean, how dare they make fun of my one overly large testicle? Giant peaches. Like the children's fables. You guys familiar with the children's fables? The children's fables? Are you guys familiar with the children's fables in the audience? What about the ugly duckling who's picked on, then becomes a beautiful swan, shows up all the other ducks? Now, they teach this to the classroom filled with children, which is kind of messed up. Because basically what it's saying is that only one of you is special. The rest of you are just regular ducks. Guys, what's wrong with that? Swans attack people at the park. Ducks have always been cool with me. I was a weird kid growing up. I never felt like a swan living amongst the ducks. I felt more like a cuckoo bird who liked to light forest fires. Ugly Duckling children's fable is not relatable. Is there even any relief at the end of that story? It's like, look, you're ugly. Nobody likes you. The best we can do is hope you're a different species than we thought. Maybe the original species we thought you were, now they got some weird fetish for you. Guys, even if that was possible, all it's really saying is, oh, good news. The people who hated you now want to fuck you. Yeah. Used to do a lot of effing before I became a married fella. Here's a true story. I was down in Orlando visiting my buddy Mikey D. I ended up hooking up with this girl who worked at Disney in costume. This is true. She worked at Disney in costume. She played Minnie Mouse. Yeah. So I think you guys know what this means, right? I finally fulfilled the lifelong dream of fucking a cartoon character. Yeah. Now I know how all my ex-girlfriends feel. Because I'm wacky. Speaking of wacky, you gotten a load of this Donald Trump fella? Have you seen him? Is that his real hair? No, but if I could be serious for one moment, enough joking around. Still got my tax return money. I was thinking about getting a new fanny pack. Thinking of a possible FP to purchase. Got to thinking, why the heck is it called a fanny pack? Ain't no one wearing it on the fanny. Yeah, you wear it on the fanny, you go to the mall, teenagers are going to try to get in there. They're going to be looking for cash. They're going to be looking for cigarettes. But they'll take your chapstick. They're going to take your arcade tokens. Oh, fanny pack. I could understand if this was England and that's what they call their pussy holes. This is the United States of America. Why don't we call it what it really is? An above-the-pube mound saddlebag. Yeah. What I like to do with my above-the-pube mound saddlebag is I cut a hole in there. And I stick my Panoli Whopper in it. That way I can unzip and look at myself in public. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. Yeah. Security guards at the mall just think I'm looking through my Game Boy tapes. Let the children toss nickels in there. Yeah. Let them get a sniff for a quarter. Yeah. Yeah. If you guys going to tell I'm a bit of a perverted fella. Realized if I was one of these WWE wrestlers, I'd be known as the underwear taker. Underwear. You want to talk perverts? My neighbor Victor is a real ne'er-do-well. There's a funny story about my neighbor Victor. My neighbor Victor left a note and it said, "Goodbye, cruel world." But it was okay because he was an astronaut. Then they canceled the space program and he killed himself. See you later, you dead idiot. The guy tried to finger my wife. Jerk. The first time Victor tried to off himself by inhaling car fumes. Couldn't get the job done. It was way too exhausting. Glad he's dead, the little dick licker. I'm an idiot. I'm smart. Realize this, ma'am. If I was on death row about to go to electric chair, I would pick rubber tires as my final meal. You can't get me electricity. Oh, man, rubber tires, driving. Perfect segue, I was driving. Stuck in traffic. I had to go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom in a bottle. Anyone ever do this before?
Yeah.
Go to the bathroom in a bottle. Yeah. The hardest part was lining it up with my butt. Doing a lot of driving. Doing so much driving, guys, I had to get a GPS. There was a problem. There was a big problem. The problem was the voice on it was too plain. Guys, you can go online. You can download celebrity voices. So you know I got me some Christopher Walken. Right? Now I'll be driving around town. I'll get lost on purpose. Just so I can hear his voice. It'll go, turn right. Except it sounds like Christopher Walken. Oh, man, it's really funny. I wish you guys could hear it. I don't do impressions. I wish I could. It would be a good way to close the comedy set. And really don't know what to do at this point. Oh, God, I could tell you how I feel the Hillside Strangler could have branched out more. I mean, talk about a big fish in a small pond. Only strangling the runaway prostitutes to walk by that hill? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the Boston Strangler, that guy took on a whole city. Could tell you my theory. People looking at barely legal pornography, they want to look at naked children, but they're willing to compromise. That might not go over very well. Let's see here. I can tell you that growing up was fun. My babysitter was an owl. Yeah. I mean, it was a real hootenanny. Yeah, it was a hootenanny. A 6-foot-tall owl used to tuck me into bed. Most people, they would think that would be traumatizing. I thought it was fun. A hootenanny. I mean, I want to know who let the dogs in. Here's one. You guys will love this one. This is great. Coming to the show. I saw a sign on a truck, and it said, "Baby on board." Has anyone ever seen this sign before? You seen this? Baby on board. And below it, there was a crucified infant nailed to a slab of wood. Baby on board. It was totally disgusting and bad taste. The driver of that vehicle should be ashamed. I actually did that joke last weekend at a nursery. And the head baby came up to me and goes, "Hey, man." You know the bit about the crucified infant? Well, I really like that. So that's good. I mean, baby on board. With the routine. I made a fan. The baby's a fan of mine. Well, I can't leave on that one. I do have one impression I can do, and when I do it, you're gonna laugh and be happy. You're not gonna look at your friend and go, "Wow, this was a waste of time and money." No. You're going to like it. I'm putting on sunglasses in case you can hear me, but you can't see what I'm doing. So here, I'm putting on the sunglasses. Okay, so what you want to do when you're making an omelet is you take your eggs. Where are my eggs? I can't tell because I'm a blind fella. Are my eggs over here, perhaps? Are these my eggs? No, these aren't my eggs. Are my eggs over here? Ah, fuck, shit, ow, ooh, ah. Ah, I pricked myself on my heroin needle. You know what? I don't have to put up with this. I'm going to hit the road, Jack, because it's me, Rachel Ray Charles. Hey, just kidding. It's me, James Creelman. Thank you guys so much. Now clap your fucking hands, assholes. Thank you so much. Okay, so Rob, you come out. Hey, thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. I came back for my encore. I heard you chanting the pies. Everyone knows I'm famous for making the pies every autumn for the Columbus Day weekend celebration. You know I'm a married fella. My son Boggs. Last autumn, we're making the pies. Me and my son Boggs. Boggs is carrying him over the windowsill. Go to the windowsill, Boggs. Put the pies down. Right on that windowsill, and as he does, a thief comes by, grabs the pies, and then runs away with them. Little Boggs was so upset. He's like, I'm going to find this guy, and I'm going to kill him. I had to tell him, whoa, relax, buddy. Let pies gone be pies gone.
Give it up for James Creelman, everybody. Go enjoy the rest of your evening.